The very first thing I wanted to talk about, just because I am stressing hardcore. So obviously, I was on subs for years and stopped taking those, got through all that fun stuff, and it did damage to my teeth. So unfortunately, despite me like trying everything, I have done everything I can to try and strengthen my teeth, strengthen my gums, everything. Uh, it's not really helping. I've had some teeth break. I have one that is broken that is in really, really bad shape. And yeah, I'm terrified to go to the dentist. Like I'm so worried about it.
The dentist is one of my most hated places to go. Those doctors always scare the shit out of me. I have a lot of dental trauma, believe it or not, from being on subs when I was, or methadone, all the things, and going to the dentist and being treated like shit because of the medications that I was on. They
Right.
never wanted to help me. Like, it was hard. It was rough, a rough road.
So mine are my wisdom teeth. This back one is messed up, but like it broke in half where it's you can see, I don't know, just like half of the tooth down and then the rest is still intact. And it's got like it's all black in the middle and like it's really, really bad.
Now, see, this is the thing with my experience. A lot of times, in order, they don't want to save those teeth. They don't try to save the teeth. They go right for, let's pull the tooth.
I'm just so I am deathly afraid of the dentist. Like I would rather, and I told Marie this, I would literally rather have open heart surgery than go to the dentist, even for a cleaning. I don't know what it is. It just, something about it terrifies me.
You probably had an experience as a child that caused trauma, and you're just when we associate things that we don't even remember a lot of times.
Hmm.
Like, I'm fearful of definitely dentists. That's my number one doctor that I'm like, no. You should see if you could get a sedation for it.
Which I will, so they'll have to. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm gonna be
Right.
losing my mind. My biggest thing is, so it's definitely infected. Like right now, I feel like crap because I know it's infected. Like it's hard to sit here right now. Um, it just, I'm worried I'm gonna go in and they just have to tear everything up and like remove that. They're probably gonna have to remove that. They're gonna have to remove what's left of this one. It's all my wisdom teeth. My wisdom teeth are what did it.
I had my wisdom teeth out when I was in my teen years, and I do remember that process. They did give me sedation, they
Hmm.
pulled the teeth, and the healing process really isn't that bad. It's sore. You're going to definitely have soreness in your mouth, but it's nothing that you're not going to be able to push through. I promise you.
That's my biggest thing. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it's so bad that they're gonna have to obviously remove those. But like I do sales as one part of my job, and like I'm in front of people all the time, and I'm already self conscious about it. So I'm worried it's gonna be so jacked up that I'm just gonna be all fucked up for months. You know what I
It's
mean?
not going to be like that. I promise you. People get wisdom teeth procedures all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. But unfortunately, when you do have teeth issues, it goes from one tooth and then it's like a domino effect. And that's what happened with me. It started with like a tooth crack in, and then I had another one crack in, and then the one next to that would start cracking, and it just went downhill from there.
I don't mind if I got to get the teeth pulled, do all that stuff. And maybe they have to take some other ones. Who knows? I don't mind all that. I just don't know, like, so I get them all pulled, and then, like, if I have some of the main ones pulled, do I just get dentures right away? Am I going to have missing teeth for a while, or what?
Since a lot of yours are in the back, they usually won't do anything about that. But you could get a partial denture, which would clip in and it would fill in the spots for the missing teeth. Or if you wanted to go the implant route, you could go the implant route. But I'm telling you right now, The implant route is extremely expensive. It's a few
Uh,
thousand a tooth.
how quick can they do that stuff though?
It
What
depends
part?
on what dentist you're. First of all, they usually want you to let your gums heal. And then within a few months, they'll start the process of making the either teeth, the implants, or you can get what's called an immediate denture. But a lot of times, because they're digging in there, you'll have swelling. So the immediate denture is not really going to work after a certain period of time. Once that swelling goes down, then they're going to have to fix that. It's definitely a process for sure.
And Wolf said it can take up to 6 months for the
Right,
partial, which
right.
I don't know if I can do that long. Like, can we let Wolf in real quick?
Absolutely.
I wanted to touch on that topic that you're talking about right now. So, in December, and I mean, I struggled with going to the dentist for probably about 3 years. So, and I of all people know how bad tooth pain is. It's the
Hmm.
worst feeling in the whole world. It was so bad to where it was just coming sporadically. That nerve would, a little bit of wind or whatever, a little bit of air would hit it, and I would be screaming like ah, like it hurt terribly, worse than being shot. I've been shot before, and it hurts worse than being shot. So, um, I went to an oral surgeon in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and he told me, well, first I went to the dentist, to Familial Dental, and they told me you got to have all of your wisdom teeth because I'm 36 years old. I never knew that you had to have your wisdom teeth removed, when you're a kid, and so they had just grown and grown, and I had this far back one, this far back one, this far back one, and this far back one, and then I had to have one right there,
Yep.
pulled out, and I had to have 5 extractions done. Um, my best advice to you is, if you're having a hard time dealing with the tooth pain now, then you're gonna have a hard time with them pulling them. If you suffer from anxiety or anything like that, you can get a note from your doctor and they can sedate you and put you out and pull them. That's your
Heck yeah.
best route to go with. So just keep that in mind. Get a note from your doctor stating that you have very high dental anxiety and that you suffer from anxiety. If you do, even if you don't, get a note from your doctor, man, because that's going to make the difference when it comes to getting sedated. Now, some places take state insurance. I don't know if you have state insurance.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, some places do take state insurance. They will sedate you and they will pull them. You just have to find that one. You got to
Right.
walk around. I had all five, or I had all four of my back wisdom teeth on the top and bottom removed in December, and that one right there removed in December as well. All five at the same time. I could not eat. I could really barely drink except for like water. I could eat like noodles or mashed potatoes or jello or pudding. Pudding was a little hard to like with the sweetness. It was kind of touch and go with pudding. But you're only going to be able to eat soft foods. Imagine getting those five teeth pulled 3 days or a week before Christmas.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
couldn't eat none of the Christmas food that was made. Nothing. I suffered, man. Like
I've
when I
been
got mine
there.
pulled, I suffered. But
Damn.
the healing
Okay.
process was very quick. So if you look at the month now, it's March. So December, January, February. By February, my holes were closed.
Okay.
Um, and they were working on like, my gums were working on forming all the way around to where they were like fully healed. I still got some, like, I can feel it with my tongue. I still have some like divots that, they're not all the way 100% closed, but like
Right.
the hole is closed. That took less than 3 months. So
Did you get those little, what you're feeling with your tongue is like little fractions of the bone that kind of stick out a little,
I
right?
sometimes fragments, like bone
Come out.
fragments, will fall out. So like while
Right.
you're eating, like if you're eating a ramen noodle or you're eating some mashed potatoes or something like that, you'll get like a little crunchy of like, you'll be
And
like,
it's the bone.
and it's
That
just like
happened to me.
just little tiny little bone fragments. That means it's healing. That just means that it's healing and that your holes are closing up and it's pushing out all the extra little chips or whatever that was left over from them pulling it.
Got you.
Now I dealt with some severe pain though after they pulled all five. Like I was in some pain, man. My doctor, and I don't know if you can see, but my whole neck stands for recovery. You see the broken chains and the recovery
Okay.
ribbon. What's crazy is when I went to my doctor before I got the extractions done, I was like, it was a week before. I was like, listen, man, I can't deal with this, man. Like I'm missing work. I'm having a hard time. Like it's just coming out of nowhere. Like I have to leave work. Like number one, I need a note to excuse me for the 3 days I've already missed because I'm about to lose my job.
Yep.
Number two, I need some type of way to deal with the pain. He looked at my neck and was like, "Are you a recovering addict?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "How long you got clean, man?" And you don't mind me asking. I said 5 years. He's like, "From what?" I said, "Opiates." He was like, "Oh." He's like, "Well, I'm going to give you a prescription for oxycodone." And I was like, "Why would you do that?" And I just told you I'm a recovering addict. He
Right.
was like, "Well, I know how bad tooth pain is, man, and you're going to need them." I was like, "Nah, I'm not taking those." So I ended up picking up my prescription for the ibuprofen, and they gave me that prescription as well. And I told myself, I'm not taking those. I'm not taking no narcotics. I'm a recovering addict. I'm not taking no narcotics.
You
So
know, when you alter Tylenol and ibuprofen, it actually does help pain.
it does, but for me, and I mean this, everybody's different. So
Right.
for me, I was when I chose not to take those narcotics, I I alternated between Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Yep.
So I would take a 200 milligram ibuprofen, and I was taking Tylenol at the same time.
Right.
That's
Me too.
bad. That's bad. It made the pain way worse. Like those two medications counteracting together, you would think. And like I said, for everybody, it's different. For
Right.
you, for her, it might not have. It might have worked. For you, it might not. So just take that into account. For me, it didn't work. I was taking both at the same time. When I stopped taking the ibuprofen and I just took the Tylenol once every 3 hours, that worked for me. Like my pain was manageable. It was dealable. I could deal with it. And I did that for about a month and a half, every single day, every 3 hours until that pain went away. And it was manageable. I haven't had no pain ever since.
Did they also give you that medicated mouthwash to swish your mouth out?
Nope. I was using regular. I'll show you actually. Still have a bottle of it. It's from the
We
dollar store.
we
Oh,
can't show medication
Right,
on here.
right, right.
Apparently.
We can't show it. They don't let you show it for some
Yeah,
reason
I didn't know
online.
that.
Oh, for real? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just antiseptic mouth rinse, and it's
Right.
just a dollar bottle at the dollar store.
I
Okay.
just wanted to tell you I'm super proud of your recovery. I'm going to
Yeah.
check your page out. I gave you a follow.
Thank you so
I would
much. I
love to
appreciate
check
it.
your music out.
Yeah, man, don't sweat that. Don't sweat getting them pulled. Now, my doctor told me, like I said in the chat, 6 months to a year before you can get a partial. And that
Right.
Okay.
they just give you that time limit automatically. It doesn't mean that it's gonna take that long before you can go get a partial. Like my stuff is all almost 100% healed. I haven't had no pain or nothing like that. But like
Right.
I said, this was just in December, just this last December, man. So it's only been a couple months, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty much healed up. So
I'm proud of you because part of the recovery process is restoring your smile, is restoring other parts of your life that we've let go for years, you know?
Heck
hey,
yeah.
so Marie, you said did I hear you correctly? You said you had all yours pulled?
Yes, I've had all of my teeth pulled at the age of 25.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah,
All
wild.
my doctor told me I'm better off getting all of my teeth removed and from the top because I don't have none removed from the bottom except for my two back wisdoms. I still have all my bottom teeth. I still have all my fronts. This one right here, they left. I don't know why they did that, but because it has a hole on the side of it, they're gonna end up pulling that one here soon. Because
Mm.
now I'm starting to get a little like feeling in the hole of it. But all my backs are gone on each side, and they were like, "You might as well just pull all your fronts and just get dentures on the top." And I
You
was like,
know, I never wanted to go to dentures. I'm going to be honest with you, but literally, it was a combination of my addiction and I have stomach issues. My stomach acid was literally eating my teeth away.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to get dentures if I don't have to, but at the same time, like it's starting to get to the point where it's fucked up, and I don't know how to fix it. That's the problem because I thought not taking the subs anymore. Okay, cool. It's gonna be all right, but it's just continued to go downhill.
And you have to realize you're aging, things
Yeah.
like teeth, it's part of the, I think, just the process. But I promise you, even if you do get dentures, I have dentures. A lot of people say they can't tell.
that's why I had to ask you again because I couldn't tell.
And
Yeah.
I have implants on the bottom that I'm working on getting so that my dentures click into them.
Oh, like the screw ins?
Right. I have
That's
two
cool.
implants in the bottom.
Oh, you must get a lot of money because that's super expensive.
Well, no, actually, excuse me. Hi. No, you know what? Believe it or not, I live in Massachusetts and my Medicaid paid for my implants.
Really?
I hope
Yes.
mine does all that. I hope they pay for everything. I
It's
don't want a
very,
twenty
very
thousand dollar
rare.
bill.
But if anybody's in here listening to this conversation, the best advice I have for you, call up your insurance company, see
Hmm.
what they're willing to pay for.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on. We're going. We're still gonna be on here for a little bit, but check out all the Wolf stuff. If you haven't followed him, obviously do so.
Guys.
Pretty cool.
I
We'll
got you.
we'll talk because maybe we can have you on to go through a full story or something here after a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, brother.
Cool. All right, buddy. I appreciate the wisdom.
Nice meeting you, Marine. Nice meeting you,
Nice
Kyle.
meeting
Thank
you
y'all.
too.
He was cool. I like him.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out his videos and his music when I get off of here.
I know. I wonder if he rolls with Matt and all them. Matt Keegan. I bet you.
Matt's been coming out with new music I've been seeing as well.
Yeah, I noticed that too. He's been hitting it hard lately. Like,
Right.
yeah, I feel like whenever he was first doing stuff, he was releasing songs kind of slow, and he would try and capitalize on that song a lot. He's like spitting them out recently,
Right.
but heck yeah. So that is we turned that into a lot more than I planned to. So sorry about
But you
that.
know what? Sometimes when things go another way, it's the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it is my nerves. I think the hardest thing for me, so I don't have any pain. I don't want to say I don't have any. I don't have a ton of pain. The biggest thing for me is the infection because it will kill me if I don't do something about it. So like I
Right.
have to. We were pretty concerned the whole week because one of our friends they went to Florida with their kids, were doing their thing. They've got I think she's 6 now, and then they've got like a 1.5 year old and stuff. So they're in Florida doing their thing. The mom is there with the 1.5 year old and the 6 year old, and then there's one of the older kids there. They do she's doing like immersion something, I don't know, where they go underwater just for a second because they're young and try and help them learn how to hold their breath and stuff
Right.
like
You
that.
like kind of dunk them under the water real quick to learn
Right.
how to swim. Right.
So the 6 year old had floaties, like a floaty on, and was in the shallow end. And mom turned her back, was doing that for a second, and whenever she turned around, the 6 year old had drowned. Um, Took her floaty off and tried to swim to her mom and drowned and was at the bottom of the pool. And they got her out and did CPR and were able to bring her back and then went to the hospital and everything like that. And she was having breathing issues for a while, and she was gone for, I want to say, like 3 minutes. So they were worried about, brain
Brain
damage
damage. Oh
stuff.
my God.
But that is how fast it can happen, and you think you're paying attention because even one of the older kids was there, and just it was that quick, and she was done at the bottom of the pool. So it's scary, scary, scary.
I have been there before. It takes a minute for an accident to almost turn into a tragedy like that. I've experienced that with my own daughter. I
Mhm.
turned around to make a bottle, and within an instant, my whole life changed.
And Katie, she is alive. She did drown. She was literally gone for 3 minutes, and then they were able to bring her back. Be-
Now, the concern is going to be, you know, ongoing issues like neurologically and brain wise. And I've been through that with my own child, and it is
Mhm.
not a place. As a mother, I have so much compassion and empathy for that mother because I'm telling you, as a mother, you blame yourself.
Oh yeah.
And that can bring somebody down such a dark road mentally.
Well, and having to worry about like CPS and all that
In
stuff.
there,
All
that's what happened with me.
and
It took
the
2 seconds of me making a mistake that my
and
whole life changed.
yep. Yeah, and it was CPS did their investigation, and as far as we've seen so far, it wasn't their fault. I mean, she could have been facing the younger one, but she had a floaty on in the shallow end. Like, she should be okay for a minute. You know what?
Also, where were the lifeguards?
It was like a
Swim
uh,
on your own
yeah,
terms?
it
Right.
wasn't like a big, big pool. It was more of like a private pool for like a group of cabins or houses or whatever.
Gotcha.
I think they were actually at an Airbnb. I think that's what it was. So yeah, no lifeguards, no nothing. And this is the thing, like she's 6. She can swim to some degree. She already has some like neurological issues and stuff like that. So there's just a couple of things there. But yeah, it just scary as shit. That has been my week dealing with that because we were worried like all get out. Um, my teeth because my anxiety is so through the damn roof right now because I'm so worried, not just about having to get dental work, but because like it's infected. So like I'm worried about having irreplaceable damage or me, getting really, really sick or possibly unaliving because that can happen with an infection. If that gets in your blood, it's game on. So I don't know. It's been a rough week, guys. Like I'm struggling over here. But all right, we can get into the less serious, different serious stuff, I guess. So let's lighten it up a little bit, just so it's not so much.
Well, we
The
weren't going to really lighten it up. We were going to another.
I know, I know. Let's go ahead and talk about it. You
Okay.
wanna start it? You know more about it.
I just wanted to touch base about the whole Casey Anthony situation, how she's coming on here claiming that she is an advocate now. Now, years ago, I'm going to be 45 years old. So I was very invested in that case when it was out.
Yep.
So I know a lot of information when it comes to that case. I really truly believe that she was very negligent in that situation. And it breaks
Agreed.
my heart because you have parents like the one you were just talking about had an accident happen with their
Hmm.
child, but
Hmm.
could potentially be accused and charged by DCF, the state, this and that for different things. I had that happen to myself with my child. It kills me that this mother's out there partying. She didn't report the child missing for over 30 days. Like, what?
That's wild.
If my child was missing for an hour, I would be right there. Like, I'm serious. How do you go 30 something days out there dancing on tabletops and this and that while your child is missing. That's because she knew that the child wasn't missing, that the child was no longer here.
I think she hit the point where like she didn't want the child anymore. Like she wasn't ready to have a kid and didn't want that responsibility anymore and wanted to go out and party and do her thing. And so she found a way to make sure that child was gone and she didn't have to worry about it anymore. Because 30 days, that's nuts.
I don't understand how someone could know that like their child ain't around, but like you're still out there actively doing living your life like nothing ever happened. Like there's no way. I would have been right at the police station. I but that's what makes me think that possibly substances could have been involved. The mother
Definitely.
maybe was scared because she knew that she could have potentially had substances in her, like if they tested her and wanted like a test.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of things that you can argue about that. But I'm telling you right now, for her to try to come on this platform and announce herself as an advocate to a lot of people that don't know who she is, because you have to remember these other generations
They
were
don't know.
invested in the case. Right.
Yep.
So they're looking up, they're following this woman. Why?
So that's what I don't get though, because even still, especially on TikTok or, wherever you want to talk about, on those videos, there are people in the comments saying negative things and talking about what happened in the past. So you're telling me someone who's watching her and kind of liking what she's saying doesn't go through the comments and doesn't see that and be like, oh, whoa, what happened? Let me go look. Because that's what everybody wants
Right.
dirt on everybody nowadays. So the second someone sees something was wrong, they're going to go check it out. And how are you supporting that type of thing? She's bigger than both of us combined.
That's no different than Gypsy Rose. She comes on here. She built a huge platform.
Hmm.
People are following her, gifting her. It's like the wrong people get attention on this platform. And that's the part that's sad because there's people that are doing really good things with their platform
Hmm.
and they don't get the same clout or they don't get the same recognition as these people that are coming on here to act like there's something that they're not. Like how are you going to come on here and say this isn't about my child that no longer exists?
Her giving legal advice, like that's her thing, is giving legal advice to people.
It's against the law.
You right. That's what I was gonna say. So she is giving legal advice to parents who are in trouble, right? That in itself, she did her comeback into crime, basically, like because you
Right.
can't give legal advice.
And like Ricky said, he's glad that Nancy Grace is still on top of it because she has been very vocal about her return to TikTok.
That's crazy that Casey and Gypsy are hanging out like that, though. They
I didn't know that.
they're probably supporting each other, trying to, oh, this is how I did it, so this is how you should do it too. It's sick because Gypsy has her own show. Like I'm pretty sure she has a whole Netflix thing going on right now. Even the fact that Netflix and places like that are supporting her, what the fuck are you doing? I understand,
Hey, I'm waiting for the call from Netflix, psych.
right?
Like,
If it's a 2 a.m. call, be suspicious. All right.
listen, no one's calling my phone at 2 a.m. I can guarantee you that.
I don't understand. I don't understand why. I get the being in drama and that being kind of the thing that entices people to someone's page, but what are we doing here? Throwing money at them? That's
Right.
crazy. But yeah, I totally agree. I think she is trying to make people forget about her past. She's trying to capitalize on the fact that, people aren't going to remember, and she kind of has some sort of standing with people. so she can get a platform a little faster. And then she's using it all kind of as a front. She just wants to be famous. That's all it is. I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if that's why she unalived her child. We're going to be talking about another crazy person next week because that is all that is out there now. There are so many people doing this type of stuff, hurting people, neglecting their kids, going out and partying all the time, and they're getting famous for it. And
You know
that's
what's
crazy.
crazy? There's so many mothers on here that have small newborn babies that are living their lives out there worrying about being bops, doing whatever,
Mhm.
like not taking care of their kids, neglecting their kids, worrying about making all this money. They're being pimped out, literally.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Um, okay, the next thing we're going to talk about was Tesla. So Tesla has been kind of under attack recently, just because not everybody is agreeing with Elon's governmental choices and what he is trying to shape the economy into. So there was an incident of a gentleman, I believe. Oh gosh, where was he from? I can't remember. There was a guy though. He went to a dealership that had Teslas, shot them up. People have been using Molotovs basically to ruin the charging stations, cars. People who are driving Teslas on the street are getting stopped by random people and harassed. I mean, it's there's a nationwide protest, but then there's these cells here and there where people are just kind of going crazy with it. And first off, I get it. I get if you don't agree with him, that's fine. If you don't want to support Tesla in any way, that's fine. But why are you destroying other people's property? Why are you people are saying that dealerships that have Teslas that no one should buy any cars from them. That's not quite fair because first off, you got to understand these dealerships have to buy these cars and then sell them. So they have money out there already into these cars. Who knows if they're making enough because everything's already expensive nowadays and a lot of people are on hard times. So they don't have a choice except to sell those. And then you come along and you just ruin those cars. Fortunately, they have insurance and should be okay. But still, the why is it always violence right now? Why is that everyone's go-to move whenever they're upset about something? You want to hurt Elon? Do a movement to stop his business. Let those dealerships sell those cars, do whatever they're going to do with them. But if everybody really, really works to stop giving him business, it'll affect him for sure. Stop using X because everybody still uses X every day. If you really want to protest, don't use his app.
I'm not really into all the political things, but lately, since this new presidency, I'm starting to open my eyes and really pay more attention to what's going on because it's scary. It's crazy the times we're living in. So Ashley lives in Canada and she said that they're taking away his Canadian citizenship.
That's not surprising. He's part of Trump's administration. And I mean, Trump and Trudeau are at war right now. So that's not really too surprising. They should. Which, how much is that going to affect him? How Canada's already not, trying to take imports and everything from the US and they're exporting to the US. So is that going to affect his business at all? There might be no Teslas in Canada here soon. The so it's kind of another heavier topic, but we were going to talk about there have been a couple more school shootings recently. Obviously, that's always serious and scary, and just no one wants to hear about that. But there was one in Wisconsin, and there was one somewhere else, and it's whenever they went through like what the person who did it was doing and how they prepared and everything like that, they found out that there are like these Reddit forums almost and discords of basically a national almost terrorist group where they're plotting on how to do that to schools, and it's
That's scary.
oh yeah, 1,000%. It's all disgruntled kids that are in these little forums figuring out how they can do that at their school.
You know, the internet is a scary place for kids. And, schools want kids to learn how to do things on the internet. And a lot
Mhm.
of times, parents don't monitor the internet and what their kids are doing and who they're talking to, even playing video games. I hear my son talking to people sometimes, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, who are you talking to? And what is like, I have to monitor things because you never know what's going on. They have the craziest apps. Like, my son had a
Oh
walkie
yeah.
talkie app downloaded on his phone. In his eyes, it's innocent. It's a walkie talkie app. I heard one station that he was on, they were talking about all this it was like they were talking about all this radical stuff and like Muslims, and they were trying to recruit through the walkie
Oh,
talkie app. And I am listening to this. I grabbed my son's phone so quick. I'm like, you don't even understand what these people are trying to do. You're deleting it. They were literally trying to like recruit people to be like terrorists.
see, and I just feel like I don't explore the internet that often. Like I try and figure out stuff for what we're going to talk about for PodTox, and that is like the extent of my internet exploration. I do the social media side of things, sure, but I stay very baseline with that.
It's so
And
dangerous, the things that are out there. Like, to me,
yeah,
I'm thinking it's an innocent little walkie talkie app. But when I heard these people in there, like Allah, this, that, they were trying to shift his religious beliefs to what they wanted. And yeah, I was like, nope, I grabbed that phone so quick. Done.
it depends because nothing that you've said so far is really a bad thing. It kind of depends how they did it because trying to get someone, it's just like Jehovah's Witnesses, trying to get someone to convert, that type of thing. Okay, that's fine. So was it that where they were trying
But
to
they were
convert?
talking about pews and stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
Like you, this is what we want you to do. And then they wanted him to recruit his friends to them. Like the more friends you could get, I was like, whoa, whoa, no.
Did you report that?
So I don't know how to report that. I know what the in I it's a walkie-talkie app, and it was a certain channel. And when they the stuff that I was hearing, I deleted it, I removed, and I had a conversation with them about this is not like the route that you need to go down. Like these people are trying to recruit you to their beliefs.
And you don't know the station or whatever it was, do you?
He probably knows what it is, but I'm telling you right now, it scared the hell out of me listening to because he had it on speakerphone, and I was just like, wow. Like
You can
they were literally trying to recruit kids, and then the more kids that he could get, like the more rewards. Like, hey, I'll give you some Roblox money if you could get all your friends
yeah, it's like a
to
pyramid
start
scheme
doing A,
almost.
B, C, and D. Right.
You can report that stuff like onto like the FBI website and stuff like that.
There was this one guy on talking on the game online, and it's coming through like I could hear it because he's playing the game online. They're asking like if you could get all your friends. I need their Roblox name, account, and password, and email password. Why are you asking a child to ask all their friends what their Roblox accounts are and passwords are? So I had that was a whole separate conversation. I'm like, whoa, I don't really like my kids on those games anymore.
It's been like that for a long time because because there's like a constant chat and all types of stuff. There are a lot of
Right.
predators that get on there because they know a lot of kids play it. Carson plays Roblox pretty regularly. And I try and monitor what she's doing. She's not allowed to friend people except for like she has a friend at school that plays, and they get on FaceTime and talk and play and stuff like that. But she's not allowed to talk to people because she knows how to read and type and all that stuff now.
And
So
I took the chat part off of the game. There's a way to disable so that they can't. My kids at one point were like talking into the phone and texting the other people. I disabled that part because it's scary.
yeah, no, it's weird. And like Ashley said, no Snapchat, no TikTok. Like, no, my kids, they cannot have that stuff. Talon has it. He's getting a little bit older. But like Jax, there's no way he's mature enough to handle that. Carson sure as hell won't have it. It just there's too many people that are trying to prey on people. And whenever I've heard it many times before, whenever you're a young kid like 13, 14, and people get on Snapchat and try and talk to you, and they'll be like, oh, I'll send you $500 if you just show me a little something.
I tell my girls that all the time. Like, you never, if somebody asks you for a picture of your body part, anything, you never do that. Like,
You know,
never.
that's
Because
crazy.
listen, kids will do anything for that Roblox money.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Ricky said, did you see the girl that did the Slender Man?
I didn't see that.
Unaliving is getting out. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I mean, there were movies made about that. That's wild. Obviously, the kids are over it. You want to call it, homie? Yeah.
We could
Okay.
call it.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming in.